Well, we're hoping this is the last smokehouse talk we have. It's Saturday, August 13th, about 6:20 p.m. Can't seem to get a fire to keep going for some reason. I think because the wind has died down. It's a bit nippy. We got it going enough to cook our dinners. But we're hoping to take off tomorrow morning. It's Sunday. Barbara and Tom are trying to figure out if we're going to get a headwind tomorrow, 14 to 16 miles an hour headwind on our way to Cape York or Cape Joy, hopefully Cape Joy. And there's a bay in between the two capes that'll be good for camping, but it's a 27-mile haul where we can't stop, which isn't a problem normally. We can just trudge on through, except she said there's a 2 hours in the middle of the day between 11 and 1 where there's 14 to 16 mile an hour headwind, which would just push us all over the place. She said she'd wanted us to find a refuge and hide out for a couple hours, but we'd freeze. You can't stop paddling or we get too cold. So that's why we have to set up the tent and change clothes anytime we stop. Anyway, this is how long we've been here at Bluff Point? Since Wednesday?
You know,
Yeah. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, now today's Saturday.
that's included, one night was down at the beach.
True, that might have been Tuesday night. Yeah, I think that's what it was, because Wednesday we hauled everything up. It was decent weather. Anyway, the wind has died down, so that is a good thing. I don't know if that's because it's shifting to a headwind. It'd be good paddling out there right now, but it's the end of the day, and it's not like it's going to get dark or anything like that, but our body schedules are set for regular central daylight time. We get out there right now, and I don't know what we could do. We might be able to do it, but it's kind of up in the air. So, the mood's not bright, but we're supposed to talk to Barbara here in about another 10 minutes, and hopefully she'll give us a decent wind, weather, and wave report for the next 27 miles. And I think we've decided to go down to Arctic Bay, the town of Arctic Bay, to a couple of reasons: to resupply fuel, to charge our batteries, and also it's only a 15-mile crossing of Admiralty Inlet there instead of the 25. It would be at the mouth. And there are headwinds predicted for the next few days at the mouth. So, we'd be shut down there anyway. So it'd be a 100-mile haul from here to Arctic Bay if we go down there, and it's about 50 miles there out of our way and 50 miles, or about 60 miles there out of our way and 50 miles back. So it's about 100 miles extra we're gonna have to do, which is, we're between 20 and 30 miles a day. It is what it is for that matter. It's
3 to 5 days worth.
3 to 5 days, probably closer to 5. And, in the big scheme of things, I guess it's not a big deal, but right now it's just been so slow starting. It's a little depressing. Once we get past Prince Regent Inlet, I think I'll feel a lot better, that's for sure. Got a 39-mile crossing there. But I can't even think about that right now. We just got to get through the next, day paddling.
I hope those bear den areas are not so dense. It's not all over the place.
Well, that's the thing. Broadyear Peninsula, which we're on right now, we're going to be crossing. Or Borden Peninsula, not Broadyear. Heavy bear denning area. So we don't want to upset Daryl or the bears. And once again, the only thing scarier than seeing a polar bear is seeing a polar bear cub, which we really don't want to see. And there won't be no landing. We just got to kind of John Wayne it through. So hopefully Barbara's got a newer, decent report for us for tomorrow, and not a worse one. If we hang out here any longer, the weather's going to get bad again. So there it is.
We got the boat stage to move. We did that today. So they're, instead of on top of the hill where we are, they're down close to the water. Tethered up real good. And we got some gear moved down there, so we can get a start. But
You just gotta know.
we'll, once we do take off, we got 25 miles to get around the Bear Den area, plus kind of a cliffed area where there's not very much
Landing
landing.
anyway.
Might be one stream, Glacier Melt Stream, which would be a little, cut through the cliffs. But since it is what it is in the Bear Den area, man, I'd hate that to be our only option. If these winds pick up, we don't know about them. We turn into 1 mile an hour forward speed, the next step is 0 miles an hour or
Backwards.
or freezing, where you can't get warm enough even though you're paddling. So, a lot of components to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And we're kind of hoping that 14 to 16 mile an hour is localized to someplace that we won't be to. We'll not arrive yet. So that's what Barbara and Tom are checking on right now.
It's a short, like 2-hour window or something.
Yeah, not very long, but it's long enough that if we hit it bare bones, it's going to be, it's going to affect us a great deal.
It'll shut us down.
Right. I mean, we just can't paddle against that kind of wave, wind. Other than that, it's supposed to be 2 to 3 foot seas, which we can handle. Anyway, once we turn down into, Admiralty Inlet, the windows will subside. They're supposed to get down to 5 miles an hour consistently, and it'll be a little bit easier getting into Arctic Bay if that's the case. And Barbara's checking to see if Titus has a friend there that we could stay with for a night or two while we get some more fuel and gear up for the next jump. But I guess that's just the way it is, going through the Northwest Passage. You got a lot of sitting around to do until the conditions are right, and that's exactly what we're doing. Waiting for the next meal, trying to make wood that's not going to burn. Hitting the side. At least it won't be windy tonight, I don't believe. I guess that's it for August 13th. Yeah. Ready to get out of here.
Man, it'll feel great paddling away.
Yeah,
Scary and great at the same time.
that's exactly right. We got a little homestead here, but at the same time we're ready to go. Plus all the wood's burnt. That can be burnt, and we're ready to make some progress, ready for our world to change. Alrighty.
Fire up that heater, man.
Yeah.